I think our narrow focus on this IP space has allowed us to build a very unique product. It's allowed us to be very hyper focused on the unique challenges of that workflow.
Today we're talking about Evalify, one of the many companies we're building inside our AI venture studio across multiple industries. So Evalify is designed to make prior art evaluation dramatically more efficient and measurably more effective. This isn't about replacing attorney judgment, it's about amplifying it. So let's dive in. Two challenges I've seen are one, what I'll call the search tax or the search burden, right? There's actually 200 million patents out there, Mark. And it's, when you're looking for prior art, if you're a new company starting off and you want to figure out, what's your freedom to operate or what patents are out there, you have to search through 200 million patents. And even the most experienced searchers, and I've talked to quite a few, those searches can take from 5 hours to 20 or 30 hours. So that's one challenge. And Mark, maybe you can add some more color because I know you've talked to some very large law firms.
Yeah, just to expand on what you said first, I think early on we were afraid we were going to ruffle the feathers of the IP industry, right? And that quickly went away as we started talking to IP professionals and they started to advise us on the product and coach us. It was like they were able to very clearly articulate that they know they're good at what they do, but it just takes time and it's an expensive proposition for customers. So if you're going to tell your customer, yeah, I can do that, but it's going to take 3 weeks and be $10,000 or $20,000, that's a fine answer, and that's been the answer forever. But what that does is it forces choices. So if you're a startup or a company building in multiple business units or spinning off a new product, you're only going to push that button and do that final search when you're really, 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 really sure. And quite frankly, we're not even yet into that flow of making that a required next step, right? So you could easily kind of bypass that and start building a product without anybody asking, what's the IP landscape? When the opposite should probably be true. If you're playing with like 40 ideas and you're trying to figure out which one's the green light and you got it down to 7 or 8 and you're super excited, again, whether you're a startup or you're a billion-dollar multinational firm doing a product, IP could steer that decision. So you need to be able to quickly and easily and relatively inexpensively, or at least cost effectively, come up with answers. And so, an attorney, the reason why that, attorneys are embracing this and IP professionals is they're like, I have no quick, easy, cost-effective way to offer my customers what they should have, which is broad analysis before they make these kinds of decisions, right? And that's why they're becoming one of our biggest channels. That's why IP professionals are becoming our biggest customers. It's because we really empower the work they want to do. Now, you're alluding to some of the big firms. I've had a chance to talk to some very large firms, and they'll tell you crazy things like 30% of their multi-billion-dollar global practice is IP litigation, or they call it IP. But the most lucrative and what they really want to be doing is the litigation work, right? But how do you do the litigation work? How do you get the litigation work? They know they get the litigation work by doing that first part, which is the search stuff. Saying, hey, we analyze this patent, it's a good patent, or you can go ahead and move forward. Maybe filing the patent work. For a big firm, that work is relatively low volume, low dollars. It's not the exciting stuff, right? Doing a whole bunch of patent searches and even filing a patent and billing $10,000, $50,000, whatever. To a big firm, that's not the game, right? To a big firm, getting the $2 or $3 million litigation work, that's the game. However, one leads the other. So you fundamentally have to be better and more aggressive at doing that search work, the patent work, in order to put yourself into the litigation flow. And I think that's one of the things we've been hearing resoundingly, which is why some of the big firms are talking about doing something uniquely strategic or something else with us, right? And it's exciting. It's exciting to see the landscape change. I'll make one other comment, which is I think our narrow focus on this IP space has allowed us to build a very unique product. It's allowed us to be very hyper-focused on the unique challenges of that workflow. And I say that because there are some very exciting, impressive legal tech firms out there that have raised gazillions of freaking dollars to go out there and build the monolithic, legal tech platforms. And God bless them. I'm sure there'll be a few of those that emerge over time that do a lot of really cool things out of the box. But I do think right now being niche focused and being excellent at it and being deep at it is what's really standing out to us in the conversations we're having, because they can trust that on that particular workflow, we're going to nail it.